What up, fam, gang, gang? This is your boy DiazMackie, host of the After Party with DiazMackie and Friends, host of the VIP section, a comedy show here in Henderson at 117 South Water Street in the Water Street Historic District in the backyard. And if you ever come down to Henderson, swing over next door to Biscuits and Bourbon and mention the backyard of VIP, and you get a 10% discount on whatever you order. And if that's good enough for the Lord, that should be good enough for you. Amen? Amen. We had a dope-ass show again here. It was supposed to be my birthday show, but I've been in Facebook jail since Monday, so I wasn't even able to advertise it as such. So we'll probably do another shoot next week. But we had a dope show. We had Noel Rod coming from Compton. What up?
I don't currently live there, but I am from there, yes.
Yeah. We had Nima Sabone in her absence. We had Tino Sanchez in his absence. We had Ivan Magaña come through and wreck it.
Woo! Girl dick!
Yeah. Your set was definitely interesting. I was like, I get it. And then we had Kevin Winnie. He came through. Left a little bit disgruntled, but he may or may not get into that. And then we had my boy come through and do a hell of a job hosting the show, Mr. Jeremy Flores.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
What's up, motherfucker?
We're going to start off with Noel Rod. I assume that Rod is short for Rodriguez?
Yes.
All right. What made you go ahead and not use the Rodriguez? Too many of y'all, or?
Yeah, I don't want to be cliche because I'm scared of being labeled as a Latino comic as opposed to just a comedian.
And you didn't think Noel Rod was going to give a tip?
Comedically so, maybe.
Shit, I knew. I was like, all right.
It's white enough.
How long have you been doing comedy?
About 13 years.
13?
Yeah.
Where did you start and what were your comedic influences? Like, what made you want to get into comedy?
Well, I mean, I hope no one hates me for this, but I mean, I'm a huge Dane Cook fan.
Dane Cook?
Yeah, when I saw Comedy Central Presents, the young Dane Cook was my prime.
You ain't gotta
define
yourself.
Like,
I love Busy Cycle or Busy Circle. That's one of the dopest motherfucking specials ever. Like, I learned so much from that.
I never had cable, and some relatives that moved in because I'm Mexican, so I lived in a big old family household at the time. And they brought in DirecTV, and the whole day I was just binging on Comedy Central Presents. And when I saw his set on it, I couldn't find anything that looked more fun to do if I was gonna try to pursue to get paid for it. It looked so free, it looked fun, and then it looked like something I wanted to do that I can honestly say to myself, I want to do that. That looks fun. That looks.
Because you're originally from Compton. Yeah. Did you start out in LA or?
Yeah. I started off at a bar called Carfano's Pizza, which probably doesn't exist anymore, next to Cal State LA, and it was very ghetto. So I got used to being in loud places because I thought that was comedy from where I started from.
Was it upstairs?
No, it was just a pizza place that served beer and slices.
I did a comedy show once on Cal State, and it was very weird, but it was fun.
Nice. No, it was a bar next to Cal State.
Okay. So you said Dane Cook. You've been doing it 13 years. Road gigs. Do you have a crazy road story?
I mean, somewhat. Yeah, I have I performed one time in Arizona. I think it's called Yuma, Arizona.
Yuma?
I'm not sure. Yeah, a place called Shiloh Inn. It's a hotel. It was for Narcotics Anonymous. It was a fundraiser. And I went there with a friend. You might know him, Jamario McLean.
Yeah, I know Jamario.
So I was in the car with them on the way to the gig, and he tells me, "Hey, Noel, you're my boy. I love you, but just to let you know, big dog, as soon as I get a girl to come up to the room, you got to leave the room for like 2 hours." I'm like, okay, respect. Confidence. I end up getting the girl, after the show, come up to the room. He leaves 30 minutes tops. Comes back, and I open the door like, what's up?
Hopefully you get some too. Like,
yeah, exactly. And he was trying to seduce the girl too because we were like talking.
Of course, the other dude is always doing it. Let's run a train on him.
He's like taking his clothes off, showing off his tattoos, getting his underwear, ready to get on the bed, having a full-on conversation with her. I'm like, really, dude? Yeah. But no, I still smashed, but it wasn't as fun or as kinky as it could have been. You know, we didn't get to explore. We had to go to a small ass restroom because Jamario, fuck that. He
was hating.
He sent me a text. He said, "Ain't no fun if the homies can't have none." And I'm like,
See?
"No."
See that joke?
I want to know.
See that?
Yep.
Dudes is really be like that. Like, I've had my best friends in my girl's DM, like, I'll be sitting there next to her and then see it pop up. I'm like, open that up. And she'd be like, nah. And I'm like, no, open that up.
Yep.
So I have a story. So this actually just recently happened with my boyfriend. Him and his wife were having marital issues.
Hold on, your boyfriend and him and his wife?
No, my
time?
friend.
Okay.
And so we were friends with one of my friends and her husband. They were having marital issues. She was a little controlling. Seriously, needed to go to some therapy. She had a lot of shit going on. And I had never really hung out with her husband because she kind of silenced him. He couldn't really tell his story. He couldn't tell, like, his life or anything that happened.
Been in that relationship.
Yeah, he couldn't talk about anything with his real friends. Like, we were all real to him, but he couldn't talk about any of his history or anything and, like, his past and everything. So then they broke up and we were like, hey, like, we're still here for you. Like, we're here for Jamie too, but, like, they got to handle their shit, like, separately. So she had still known that we were friends. And we had hung out with them, and then suddenly we hang out at their house, and it was, oh yeah, we always thought you were a player and you were really good for her, and blah blah. I was like, really? I didn't think you had anything to do with, like, I didn't think you really gave a shit. And then, you know, some mushrooms we partaked in, and later on.
They ended up hooking up?
No. He tried. It came from separate angles of the countertops, and it came around. And it grind on me, and I was like, really? Like, your friend and my boyfriend's in the other room. And never once called him again. He tried to contact him and was like, hey, like, what's going on? Dropped him completely because you don't need friends like that. Like, there's dudes that can be real to you, and there's girls that can be real to you. There's girls and guys that can be real fucking fake. And you have to find the real people in your life.
This is what I expect with women that I date.
expected. My own
the
room
women that I
do
date,
stand-up.
I expect people to hit on you, and I even expect some of the people that I consider my friends and my bros to hit on you. But what I expect in that is for you to put them in their place so cold that they know that it's never again, and that you inform me right away.
Yeah.
Not try to shield me or protect me from it because you don't want me to make me mad. Because let me handle that the way I want to handle it. Because I'm mature enough to be like, oh, I know not to do this and that with them, but I still need them for business. So I can't excommunicate them or let me knock this motherfucker out the next time I see him with a brick. You feel me? Like, let me.
It should just be honest.
Yeah, my mom taught me there's no such thing as a fair fight.
That's good parenting right there.
Yeah, I was raised by. Yeah, I was a small kid. I was a run. I didn't hit a growth spurt until I hit 18. But yeah, so she was like, no such thing as a fair fight. Pick up something. So whenever I start getting an altercation, I automatically start surveying, like, what can I pick up? Like, y'all ever seen the movie Screw with Dave Chappelle and Norm Macdonald?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's a fucking classic. You gotta watch that if you never have. But every time Dave Chappelle, somebody mentions the police, Dave Chappelle just picks up something and buzzes somebody over the head. Like, it's like his reaction. And I identify with that. Like, I'm gonna pick something up. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna give you the first shot, which I shouldn't do, but that's that whole, like, self-defense when I go Hulk on your ass. And then it's if I could take that punch, I really Hulk up, because then I'm like, oh shit, like, yeah, like a bitch. And I'm stronger than what I look, so I usually drop a person the first hit, but it's taken two a couple times. But enough of that. Jamario McClain, we gonna mention that name, McClain, was cock blocking.
He tried, yeah. I mean, more or less, it could have been more fun, but...
Was he the headliner?
No.
Okay.
No.
Oh, then he was really mad disrespecting. Because if he was the headliner, like, it's kind of like levels to it. Like, you can kind of, like...
Yeah, the headliner can
But if you was the feature, be like, nigga, know your place.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm going to go to so-and-so's room. I'll be back in, like, 2 hours. Oh, he went to sleep. I had to come back. I'm like,
no, yeah, he was trying.
Go to the gym.
So, we got some guests here at the after party in front. You want to give, like, a pseudonym?
Go ahead and give me one.
Tattooed.
Oh, you want me to be Flavor Flav now? I'm going to name you Megan.
I know her name.
You're Megan. No, I'm call you Hope.
Megan.
The naughty nurse.
You, I'm gonna call you Marisol.
Marisol.
Okay.
And then,
She looks like a Becky to me.
but she does, but she doesn't. You know what I'm giving her? She's Kim.
Oh, Kim's
She's a Kim.
Kim's and Becky.
She's a
Nicole.
No. Honestly, she would have been a Samantha, but she goes by Sam now.
The beanie is.
I could see
It is
that.
the beanie.
I could see Sam.
You can do that.
Sammy, yeah, I could see Sammy.
She goes by Sam now. She's going to her phase in college.
SAMMIE.
Thank you all for coming to the show. What'd you think of the show?
It was amazing. Actually, I definitely want to come back more. You guys said you're usually here Thursdays?
Yeah, I do it every Thursday.
Yeah.
And usually I host. Tonight I was the headliner. But yeah.
Why did you host instead of headline? Is that because you
No,
had...
he headlined tonight.
No,
I headline
so
tonight.
you headline tonight, but usually
I
you're the
usually host,
So
yeah, I
usually
produce
you
the
get
show.
more time to talk when you headline?
Yes.
Okay.
And because it was supposed to be my birthday, like going into it, I decided
So
to
next
headline.
week we get another headline?
Yes. Yep, next
Perfect.
week. It'll be a whole new lineup. It's a whole new lineup every week. We got Ivy Magaña from El Paso.
Hi.
Hey, love. You were actually here when I met you. You came to my Amazon viewing premiere.
Yes. I thought it was a really great special. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you. And at the time, you were with a friend that shall not be named. But I was like, who is this Down syndrome chick? And
And I got ditched here in Vegas.
you did, which I was very pissed off about.
Yeah, but I enjoy the support. I was kind of scared that what was gonna happen from that. But yeah, I got ditched here by Vegas because I wasn't sucking dick. So I was just I had to figure shit out. But I'm glad that I was able to come back and do the show.
Well, I'm glad that me and you were able to reconnect
Yes,
and all that,
yes.
because you were supposed to have done that show that weekend, and I was like, where's she at? And you were like, I was told I was disinvited, and I was like, I didn't know anything about that. So I do apologize for that. How long have you been doing comedy?
This is 2019.
So you started pandemic or right before?
Yes, I was dating a guy that everybody hated. He was like, have you ever met Joker cosplayers? Like people that cosplay the Joker?
No, I honestly, I know cosplayers, but I've learned their cosplayers
he was atrocious. He cosplayed the Joker and thought he was going to do comedy. And he was like one of those anime boys. And he was just like, I thought my life was a tragedy, but it's really a comedy. And everybody everybody thought he was a douchebag. But I dated him, and he was just like, if you think it's so easy, why don't you try comedy? And I started doing it, and I was better than him, and now I'm opening for Russell Peters and shit. So,
You watch my podcast.
so I'm like, sorry, Joker. I think I'm more into Poison Ivy now.
You were, I was hoping you were going to be funny. Book you in the feature spot, but since you went up, I was like, oh, this bitch is funny. And then I was like, oh, she's
like,
really
thank you.
funny.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, thank you.
Yeah, I was like, give her more time. You're
Yeah, I had fun.
very funny, as opposed to, you're so funny that the comic that was supposed to follow you was having a hard time.
Oh, well, I thought he did really great.
He was catching the movement.
Everybody's
producer-
just like tranny jokes, and I come in with a tranny, and they're like, "Fuck! Now what do I talk about?"
Instead of being comfortable like me and just still telling the jokes.
Yeah, I think they get uncomfortable when I actually bring one.
Well,
I'm
I tell my I tell my gay jokes, I tell my trans jokes, and usually the gays and the trans women they like it and they respect it.
Yeah.
Now there was one. Where was I at in Arizona? What's the name of that fucking weird ass native? Because you just did it. That casino Native American.
Changa?
Oh, in New Mexico?
No, Arizona. That fucking I don't want to say his name because you just did it too. You did it with Hilder.
Oh, that Inn of the Mountain Gods?
No.
That's in
It's like
Reynosa.
That's in
New Mexico.
No. In Arizona, the fucking some of the Native Americans. You just did it with Hilder. You did that after I did it. I can't think of the fucking name. It's where Angie Crummer's from.
Honda Casino in
Honda?
right outside of Sholo. It's up
What's the name of
the
that?
mountains.
But what's the name of the town?
Sweet.
It's the Hondo Casino. But Angie Crummer's from there.
Yeah. What the fuck? How can I not?
Anyway,
I'll look it up.
I'm there, and it's like pretty much like an old white crowd, a couple young people, some Native Americans, and then like a group of four that just looks like if one of these things doesn't belong here, one of these things are another thing, right? It's this fucking group right here, right?
Yeah.
It's like this chick with a trans woman that's obviously a trans woman, and then like these two gay boys, right? Like flamboyant, like gay too, both of them. And I do my gay jokes and shit like that, and none of it is discoloring. Like I have trans friends, and I talk about that I had a trans experience, like in my fucking. So
Pine Top,
Arizona. So after the show, all these people are coming to me like, "Oh my god, you're so funny, you're amazing," da 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 da. And the trans couple walks up to the guy that performed with me, and they're like, "Oh my god, you were the greatest comic. I've never seen anybody like you." Like, and I was like, "I hope you guys enjoy this show." And she would not make eye contact with me. I was like, "Oh, they hated me." They're like, "Your trans jokes were insulting," but I did because I made fun of pronouns. I was like, "How fucking stupid," you know what I mean? It is like.
I mean, you can't really get offended and do comedy. That's not how that works. Like
You can't. You shouldn't be offended and go to a comedy show unless.
Yeah.
But there is unless the fucking comic decides to just go in on you in the crowd for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's why I don't do crowd work like that.
that makes me nervous when somebody does that.
It pisses me off.
Here I was all scared asking the guy in the front if he had a parakeet. 'Cause it's Twinkie.
Yeah.
No, what
Well,
I-
something light.
Something sweet.
My whole thinking behind that is, you never know what someone is going through
Yeah.
with depression and all that shit like that, and maybe they decide, I just need to get up and go laugh. And then they go out to a comedy show, and then you get a whole
bury
room
them.
laughing at them,
You know-
and they go home and
they
kill
just
themselves.
You know
And
what?
you
I
never
have-
know,
I
but that
have-
blood is on your hand.
I have a story about that where there was this. Okay, so I decided to have an LGBT show in El Paso. It was a major disaster, and so there was.
Of course, it was an LGBT show.
Yeah, I had this. So I had this.
Oh, the Q, you gotta add the Q.
I had this guy, this like extremely
And the
gay,
P
this
now?
extremely sassy gay guy, that I asked him, and I swear I asked him to do.
Sassy gay guys are the worst, by the way.
To do an outfit roast. I said an outfit roast, okay? And one of my friends, she hadn't dated in a very, very long time, and she'd asked out a guy to this comedy show, and he went in and he roasted his entire face. And I was like, I said an outfit roast because my friend did not get a second
Oh, he got
date.
the wrong roast. Oh, no.
And I was just like, I said an outfit roast. You roasted my friend's date's face, and she didn't get a second date.
Yeah, I don't do roasts. They keep trying to get me to do roasts out here because it's popular here. And I was like, if I didn't do the original roast at the comedy store, what would make you
I
think
thought an
that I
outfit
would do
roast.
this
I thought an outfit roast would be fine because he was roasting like straight guys' outfits that were actually pretty ridiculous. Like, like guys that wear like socks with like flip flops, and he was calling this one guy Adidas, and it was funny when he was doing it. So I'm like, that's great for the show. Do an outfit roast, like roast straight guys' outfits because they dress pretty
Yeah, I hurt
terribly.
feelings when I roast, so I
Yeah,
learned a long
well,
time
that's
ago.
why I
can't-
said outfit. But he just, I guess the word outfit just like didn't register, and he roasted.
I can look at you and just pick up your insecurities and just start
Yes,
razor blading you.
that's what was happening, and it was
I'll do
very
a roast.
uncomfortable.
Yeah. So I don't do it. It was like, that's a gift. I don't like to exercise. You've been doing it, 3 years now, or 2.5. You said you're opening up for Russell Peters. You're traveling. A crazy road story.
Oh gosh. Okay, so when I went to New York one time, I
Where'd
like
you perform at in New York?
it was at the New York Comedy Club, and
Okay.
I went to go peg this chick, and I left my wallet. And I left my wallet at the airport and my phone and everything, so I was completely stuck in New York City with no wallet, no phone, no ID, no credit card, nothing. And I learned the trains pretty quickly because I had to. And you can jump over the little...
Yeah. You go to jail for that too, but yeah. I was too. I did the same thing. Yeah. No, white girl, she adjusted quick.
But you know what? If you just look like you know what you're doing, people leave you alone. If you look like you know what you're doing, they're just like, she's fine.
Ivy, you have no idea how true that statement is, and maybe you do. I have broken into so many arenas and stadiums across this country. I've been into Madison Square Garden, the Rose Garden, Portland, Utah Stadium, BYU, Lambeau Field. I have broken into, and the key to it is act like you're supposed to be there, and
Yes.
no one
Let it fuck
fucking
with
bothers
you,
you.
yeah.
Yes, my manager's Japanese, and he said he was able to get into this high security event just by standing behind all the Asians that were in tech support.
Yeah, and if you're black and you got a broom, you can get anywhere.
That's my thing.
You're like, why are you in the boat? I'm the janitor, son. You know. But yeah, what were your comic influences? Did you have any, or you just did it
Bo
out of
Burnham, I definitely like the
Oh, Bo
whole.
Burnham.
I love musicals, and I love how.
Are you a fan of Seven Brides for Seven Brothers?
Yes, I actually am.
I like that too.
Yeah.
That and the Music Man.
Yeah, and I really liked Bo Burnham stuff, and I don't think I'm like lame, but I actually really like Angela Johnson too.
I was a band geek. You wouldn't know that.
But I don't know. I like Angela Johnson because she's like Mexican as fuck, and I feel it.
Because you are Mexican, you portray the white look so you get away with it. Did you cross over to Juarez? Or?
No, my family's from Asuncion.
Okay. Because I went to El Paso. I was kidnapped in El Paso.
Yeah, me too.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Maybe I should go.
Yeah, I was kidnapped in El Paso. I was doing another comic strip.
Can we have story time?
And I got kidnapped by some Mexicans.
Was it by Bart Reed?
No.
Just kidding.
I was doing Bart Reed's show.
Yeah.
Never been back. Fortunately, they didn't take us to Juarez. They took us to New Mexico, where they want us to perform at their house party in their living room.
I actually joined an entertainment cult too, where like you join a cult, but like they just put you on stage to do improv.
That's when I started doing cocaine that night. I was forced to do cocaine.
Oh, Jesus.
No,
Yeah,
we
I was kidnapped and forced to do cocaine.
Oh no, they didn't let us do drugs. We weren't even.
Oh yeah, I was forced to.
Yeah, we weren't even allowed to hang out in groups of like even numbers.
Sounds like a cult.
And then it was crazy. They took us to a cabaret,
Oh.
and they were
Your
like,
cult sounds way more fun than
and they were
mine.
they're like, you can fuck any one of these girls, just tell them your immigration.
Amiga.
But that was the wildest night. That was my first night there. The strip club. The people that took us to the strip club are the same people that kidnapped us 4 days later.
Was it Iggy? I'm just kidding.
No. So the
I'm
backstory.
just kidding.
The backstory to that is they were kidnapping
Like,
Americans.
yeah, buzz that out. I'm already in enough drama with that fucker.
So they were kidnapping Americans at this time, and so I was the opener, the host feature on the road. You know how that goes. Like most of the time you don't book two comics, so you have to know how to host and like transition to your set. So so many features go out and bomb because they just go out and start doing material. But anyway, and so I was talking about how they warned me, and I was like, you don't have to worry about my black ass because they know America ain't gonna pay for me. And it had just snowed there for the first time in 50 years. And I made a joke, and I was like, I could tell the snow is new to a lot of you locals because I saw some natives trying to sniff it. And I was like, wait a minute, Jorge. You can't sniff that, you'll get brain freeze.
Yeah.
And stay away from that yellow shit because that's not pure, baby. And so with the kidnapping joke and the coke joke, 4 days later, well, that night, they took us to the cabaret. And dude literally goes to me, he goes, which one of these dudes you want to fuck, homie? And I was like, what? And he was like, pick one. And I was like, shit, her and her. And he's like, I like your style, pick two. And I didn't think nothing of it. He gave me a beer, and then these two girls came and was like, come here, and picked me up. Walked me to the side of the room. Anybody need drinks?
Thank you, man.
This girl, she very skillfully, she very skillfully put a condom on me with her mouth. And then they both fucked the shit out of me. And I was like, what do I owe you? And they was like, oh, it's okay, it's okay. And I was like, oh, this is the greatest night of my life. That was my very first night doing a road gig. A professional road gig doing comedy.
Was her name Destiny? Because that might have been me.
No, they were two of the most gorgeous, like from dusk till dawn Mexicans I've ever seen in my entire life. I was like, oh my god, this is. But yeah, that was my very first road gig, and it was crazy too because when we first got to El Paso, me and the headliner, we got there at the same time, and he made me get off on his floor. And we walked to this vending machine. He goes, you're younger than me. I need you to move this vending machine back. I'm like, what? And he goes, move the vending machine. And so I wiggle the vending machine. He walks back and grabs this envelope. And the headliner, the week that was there previous to us, left weed for us.
Nice.
And a note.
Snaps.
And my first road gig, I'm like, oh, that's how you do it in the road. So like, I do that when I'm headlining on the road. I always look back to see who's coming up after me. And if I like them, I'll leave some somewhere and then I'll leave them a note.
That's
And we'll go pick it up.
awesome.
Yeah.
It's cool.
But Jeremy Flores,
Yeah.
my dog. I have known you since I started doing comedy.
Fuck, me too, dude. You,
16
me and you.
years.
Shit. Yeah, long time. Long time. I remember Diaz had this show, and one time I was running late. It was like an open mic, and I'm running late. It was on Sahara by the bridge.
Oh, that was Pounders when I first started it.
Pounders.
Monday Night Raw. That's
And,
what starts the whole thing.
I walk in there
This
and
was
I-
called Pounders?
Yeah,
Bro,
oh yeah, I used to do jokes about that Pounders. But
Sorry,
Yeah,
that
shit.
Pounders.
yeah, I started
Used to crack.
Oh, dude, this place. And I walk in, and he's on a bicycle in a diaper coming out on stage. I was like, what the fuck
Yeah,
is going
that was
on?
when I first started. So
What the fuck?
He was in just a diaper.
if a comic
On a
bombed,
little
like,
bicycle.
bombed really hard, like I already knew entertainment, so I was trying to think. If I couldn't think of like a funny joke, I would think of an antic. And I had lost a bet to this dude Gooch from Count 92.3 previous. The loser had to wear a diaper, so I had already wore a diaper and knew that I was funny in a diaper. Like a veteran comic, Nancy Ryan, came up to me and she was like, dude, you were on stage 5 minutes and forgot you were wearing a diaper, like, you're gonna be good.
Man, you can make someone forget you're wearing a diaper. Shit.
Bro,
I was like,
here's
what
how
the
crazy that shit
fuck
was
is
too. I remember that show. I had a baby bottle stashed in my diaper full of vodka Red Bull. And like a couple minutes
Yeah, I
in my
was
set,
like-
I reached my diaper, pulled it out, and started sucking shit on the bottle.
Yeah, because I was like, that ain't milk.
Yeah.
That's not me.
But it was a 4th of July show. I remember that because one of the jokes I told was how I don't celebrate the 4th of July because that's the first day of legalized slavery.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and I was like, that's difficult. And I was like, but I do come out to because I was out here in Henderson. I was like, I do like going to Boulder City though because that's where they buried Megatron.
I've
The
never
little
been
stupid
there,
movie,
so-
The Hoover Dam.
Yeah.
Such a stupid joke, but I was like,
Gotcha.
Again, a beginning comic at that time.
Got some mules.
We got Nikki and Kay.
Yeah.
All right.
When you come to the backyard, make sure you look for Nikki and Kay. Make sure you tip them. These lovely ladies. Y'all don't hire nobody ugly. Is that like a?
I think one of us.
Like,
We're ugly on the inside. I'm just kidding.
some of y'all are. I believe it.
No, we're nice. We're getting the high noon.
All of y'all are pagans. All of y'all got sagebrushes. You'd be hard pressed not to find a bitch that ain't talking about astrology in this generation.
Oh, one more.
Thanks.
Is that a
There we
mule?
go.
Moscow?
You see this stat with the accusations of
It's
the
not a
ass?
whiskey mule. No worries.
Jeremy.
When to give you cheers.
Yes, sir.
You've been on the podcast before.
No, okay.
You've been doing it for 25 years.
Yeah.
Crazy road story.
Oh God, dude. I remember. God, what's a?
And we have to set up a golf tournament.
Oh yeah.
A
Let's
community
set
golf
up.
tournament.
Oh, let's set up a Canadian golf tournament. I can do that at Chimera. God, crazy road story. Like hotel room. Like
It's a crazy road
yeah,
story.
like
bro.
yeah, because.
Or a crazy comedy story. Like, I've been kidnapped by Artie Lang.
Well, I mean, this isn't like crazy.
fucking
This
week.
isn't like a sex crazy
Would
thing.
not let me
But
go home.
one time I was hosting trivia here, and I had to be in Richland, Washington, and I host trivia Wednesday night, and I had to be to Richland, Washington, to do a comedy club called Jokers. It's 14 hours away, so I got done at trivia at 9. So I'm like, fuck, I have to leave now. Like, I gotta leave now because I gotta sleep a little bit. So, I don't know if you've driven through Nevada at night. I'm driving, and I get, like, I'm going to Ely. And I get up by Ely, and I just see moose and deer and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, fuck. So then it starts raining real bad, real
Big
bad.
orange sheep.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was on my way to Texas. I was going to Austin, Cap City. And Google tells me to go after Albuquerque to make this right off of the 40 and go like through Roswell. So I get there, so I had to take a shit, right? I'm like, oh my God, I got to shit so bad. So I go to this gas station, and I was driving this white Yaris, a small car, like a fucking squirrel could have.
By the way, it's so
destroyed this car.
scary. Like, terrifying for me being black. I'm like, oh, this is how 12 Years a Slave started.
Oh yeah. So I get out to the car, and it's covered in moths. Like moths. I can't even see what color my car is.
Like the
There's
plague?
so many moths. Yeah, and I'm like, what the fuck? This has to be a bad sign. So I finish pumping gas. I get into the car, and like I try to get in real quick. So there's moths for like a half hour. I've got the windows down. They're like hitting me in the face and shit because when I opened the door, a bunch of them came in. So it starts raining. Then it starts hailing. It's springtime, and I'm in the Texas fucking panhandle. 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
It starts hailing, right? And I'm like,
It makes you want to turn around.
I'd like the
There's
whole
a-
Bible come out.
I was like,
Yeah.
there's a
Christ.
fucking F5 next to me. I'll never see it. And then the hail just stopped.
You are paying
And
to listen to your
I was like, there's a fucking tornado out here, right? So I start hauling ass because I'm trying to get to this town that's like 40 minutes away. I hadn't seen a car in 2 hours. I see green eyes. I was like, oh fuck, there's deer out here. I slow down. I watch these deer crossing the road up the way. Boom! I hit a fucking elk, dude.
Oh,
An
shit.
elk. I see its eye, and then its neck turned, and then I saw blood shoot. I was like, ah! Like a 12-year-old girl, dude. So, and then the body whipped around and hit my door. It broke the door handle. And I was like, oh, fuck, if this car doesn't roll, dude, I am so fucked out here. And it did. The car started and everything because it shut the car off. Didn't
The
do the
airbag
airbag. It didn't go off. I was like, what? So I
This
drove.
one
And
was like, you fucking car, but
dude,
good
I
thing.
get to this town. I get to this town. The whole right side of my car is fucked up. I had to do
Get out of the passenger?
Well, yeah. Like it was fucked up, dude. I had a passenger that I was meeting in Austin at the airport. We were going all the way to Mississippi, and he had to get in the car, and then it was fucked up, dude.
I had a deer hit me.
Yeah, that's what I mean. This deer, it was
Like, the
elk,
deer
though.
ran into the back end of the car, and my mom was like, because it was her car, like, what happened? I was like, a deer ran into it. A deer ran into it? Yeah, bitch, a deer ran into the car.
And then the time I was featuring in the headliner went on Tinder, in Oklahoma City at a loony bin, and he had this Tinder girl, and he was like, Jeremy, I live in Vegas. Don't be saying anything to my lady about this. I'm like, I never even met you
I got
till
kicked off
today.
of Tinder in Seattle.
Yeah, and so this chick shows up. She's fucking hot, right? And he's like 380 pounds. Oh shit, a slob, man. I was like, God damn, well, this is weird, right? So we're all getting faded, and whose fucking wallet gets stolen? Not his. Mine.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, dude.
I had
Never forget
a
that.
friend of mine pay for a hooker, and he's kind of big. And she got there, and I answered the door, getting ready to leave, and she was all happy. She thought I was him. And I was like, no, him.
No, it's him. And she's like, oh.
And she actually asked if I could stay. Oh, yeah, it was very awkward. Jeremy, where can they find you on the social medias?
Jeremy H. Flores, everything.
Jeremy H. Flores?
H is in Howard.
H is in Howard. Noel Rod, where can they find you on the social medias?
Instagram, Compton89 _ Noel Rod. I just made a TikTok, so don't judge me.
I'm judging you already.
The game in LA. What do you call it? Noel Rod _ Compton89.
Ivy, where can they find you on the social medias?
Mostly on Instagram, ivy.magaña. If you want to subscribe to my OnlyFans, I have it on my other Instagram, which is pixie.athena. If you subscribe for 3 months, you get a coloring book. If you subscribe for 4 months, you get a fidget spinner.
Hold on. You got an OnlyFans, you giving coloring books? What's the coloring book of?
I haven't decided yet. I need subscribers, so subscribe. I'm also on Pornhub, but that's as Pixie Zelda. But I only have one video up.
All right, and Magaña is Magana.
Yes, but I make more money on Pixie Athena. So.
Pixie Athena. I've never heard
that's
of that.
where I show my vagina.
Okay. All right. Well,
but as far as comedy, I do that too.
I just started an OnlyFans page, but I haven't published it yet. I'm still in the base, but I got my feet pics already.
Yeah, I know a foot guy. I can hook you up if you need a foot guy.
No, I have my own.
Okay, cool.
If you got a foot guy that's gonna pay me to see my foot pics,
$100 per
absolutely,
hour.
send them my way. I've done porn already, so.
I fucked a retired porn star.
So have I. If you're ever in Henderson, Las Vegas area, stop down to the backyard. It's at 117 South Florida Street. Say hi to Andrew, Nikki, and the gang. As well as swing by Biscuits and Bourbon. You mention the backyard or the VIP, you get a 10% discount. And as we say, if that's good enough for the Lord, it should be good enough for you. My name is DiazMackie. You know where to find me on all social medias. DiazMackie. And I'm on everything but TikTok because I'm a grown-ass man. May the Lord watch between me and thee while we're absent, one from another. Watch and pray. God bless. Have a great week.
Right on.